Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yesterday we saw US market bit correcting, mainly driven by the expectations of results. What we see that IBM has reported results ahead of expectations, but failed mainly on account of future expectations, so that coming quarter may be weak. Similar is the case with Apple Limited, as they may be guiding for the future's declining growth. So that has led to US market correcting yesterday. Today morning, US is more of a flattish, and Asian markets are seeing some corrections. Whereas commodities are seeing a positive trend, wherein oil has moved up from $100 to $105, and also aluminum, copper, all are up, and steel is also up by around 2.5%. That is mainly because of depreciation of dollar. The DXY has come off yesterday, and that has led to increase in the commodity prices. Overall market seems like more of a yesterday we saw a good run up, so maybe consolidating, but quite possible that today Reliance may support the market, as we had seen that auctions bidding, the earnest money which was deposited for 5G, Adani has not put in aggressively, and they had deposited only only 100 crores. That is indicating that they need a spectrum only for their operation and not likely to compete with Reliance and Bharti in that perspective. Whereas Bharti and Reliance themselves has bidden quite comparatively higher. In fact, they had deposited earnest money higher than market expectations, indicating that they need spectrum aggressively. Maybe looking at Adani indication, they might have deposited higher earnest money. Now the point is how the things pan out in auction. But for time being, quite possible, as one of the threat which was there is not there. So the stock may react positively today for both Reliance and Bharti. I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. Yesterday, we see the Nifty managed to close above the 16,250 level, but next immediate resistance place around 16,300. Today, we expect gap down open and likely to witness the proper booking during the day. But if Nifty managed to sustain 16,170, 16,140 again at downside, then again we see the positive momentum towards 16,250 to 16,300 in an upside. If Nifty failed to sustain 16,120 level and then trade below that level, then we expect to fall towards 16,040 and 16,000 at downside. So today we expect a gap down open and remain a sideways, and if Nifty sustain again 16,200 to 40 level, then we see the further rally towards 16,300 and above level. Bank Nifty also face immediate resistance in 35,700 and 35,500 in upside. And support intraday support place around 35,100 at downside. If Bank Nifty managed to sustain 35,100, then we see the again bounce back towards 35,500 to 700 in upside. If fail below, then we expect further selling towards 34,840, 34,500 at downside. Nifty Finance also trading near the resistance zone, that's place around 16,200, 16,270 upside, and immediate support place around 15,940 at downside. So all three index trading in positive territory. Any downside buy on dip strategy you can maintain. Stock specific, Ultratech looks positive at current level. We expect to continue rally towards 6170, 6200 in upside. Support place at 5870 at downside. LTPS also looks positive at current level. So we expect LTPS next immediate target around 3300 and 3340 in upside. Support place around 3080 at downside. LNT also looks positive. We already given a monthly call in LNT. We expect the further rally to be the continue towards 1770, 1800 in upside. Support place around 1670 at downside. That's it for technical derivative.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas. See, on the derivative front, the most important things that we discussed in the last few sessions was that the data was turning positive. Most importantly, the VIX has continued to stay below its 200-day moving average and also below the 20 levels. So anything below this is a very good sign for the markets. Also, the base for Nifty has shifted upwards from 15,500 to 16,000 levels, with the highest put base there, which is another big positive. Also, with the last few days move, Nifty has shed open interest. That means short covering has taken shape, which is another positive. So all in all, the data continues to be positive, and even though we are opening about 100 points down, we might just witness a good bounce coming in, which can lead the market Nifty towards the 16,450, 16,500 levels, with that being the resistance areas. Also, with the move now, you're seeing a lot of call liquidation, and whatever call base is there, it is not very aggressive. So with the highest call base around 16,500 levels, it is still not very aggressive at this point of time, with a lot of open interest being built in around the 17,000 call strike. So that is a good sign, and we can witness some more bounce coming forward from here. From the stock specific front, the banks would continue to move up, while recently Bharti had witnessed some short positions that can be covered, in the next couple of trading sessions. So Bharti and Reliance are likely to be, up for the next couple of trading sessions, with Reliance also building, covering the short positions in the last couple of sessions. Banking continues to move up, and banking would, continue to outperform, with ICICI being the best amongst all. A lot of long built up has been seen in this counter. That's it from my side. I'd like to ask the fundamental team to take over, please.
Good morning. Yesterday, Bank of Maharashtra results came out. Result was overall okay on the P&L front, but if we look at asset quality, then it has improved. Credit cost came higher, although credit cost came higher quarter on quarter at 1.6% against 1.1% in March quarter. All other asset quality metrics have shown improvement. The slippage is reduced to 2.1% against 2.4% QOQ and 3.5% year on year. Also, restructured book as well as SMA book have shown good decline. If we look at ROA, from ROA perspective, the bank has reached at 0.8%, which, considering a PSU bank, it is after SBI, then this should be considered good. But on the other hand, the market has already to an extent discounted this good performance in the form of higher multiple of 0.9 price to adjusted book value for Bank of Maharashtra. For re-rating to happen from these levels, we feel that bank needs to reduce its slippage ratio to below 2% and credit cost to stabilize at around 1% or below that for any meaningful increase in ROA from here on. And directionally, we remain positive on all PSU banks, but the only issue that we face is that if we compare these kind of banks with certain private banks which are available at similar valuations, with scope for higher growth and better scope for improvement in ROA, such as Federal and DCB, then we think that one should go in for those kind of tier 2 private banks. In other news, Tube Investments will be acquiring 65% stake in IPL Tech Electric for rupees 246 crores. IPL Tech is a startup which is in the business of manufacturing electric heavy commercial vehicles. So this is positive for Tube Investments. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. HCL Tech has signed a multi-year deal with a pharma and personal care company DSM to accelerate its digital transformation. The deal value is not disclosed. This is positive to HCL Tech. Mastech has acquired Metasoft Solution, an independent Salesforce consulting and system integrator partner. The closing of the deal is expected to be completed on or before 31st August. June 22 sales for Metasoft stood at USD 29.4 million. This is neutral to the company. Persistent is expected to post its result on 21st, and the sales dollar revenue is expected to have a growth of 9.5% Q on Q to USD 238 million, led by both organic and inorganic growth. EBITDA margins is expected to decline mutedly Q on Q and come in at 17.1% versus 17.2% last quarter. Stock is trading at 23.3 times FY24 EPS. Emphasis is expected to post results on 21st, and the dollar revenue is expected to come in at a growth of 2.3% Q on Q to US dollar 441 million, led by strong growth in the direct international. EBITDA margin is expected to decline mutedly and come in at 17.3% versus QOQ of 17.6% last quarter. Stock is trading at 19.6 times FY24 EPS. Thank you.
Good morning. Heidelberg Cement reported inline set of numbers. Sales volume came at 1.1 million ton versus expectation of 1.18 million ton. Realization per ton came at 5,305 versus expectation of 5,217. EBITDA per ton came at rupees 855 versus expectation of 820. Power and fuel cost increased by around 300 per ton sequentially due to an unprecedented increase in coal, petcoke, and diesel prices, which was partially offset by an increase in prices by 13%. The company has its con call today where further details are awaited. Hindalco has signed an MOU with Finergy and IOC Finergy, which is a company based in metal air battery technology. As per the MOU, Finergy and IOP will partner with Hindalco on R&D and pilot production of aluminium plates for aluminium air batteries and recycling of aluminium. We feel the benefit of the same will be far off and small to size of company. This is neutral for the company. Hindustan Zinc is likely to report numbers on Thursday. Volume growth is expected to be flattish sequentially as its facilities are running at optimal capacity. EBITDA and margins are likely to be flattish on Q-on-Q basis as higher zinc prices are offset by lower lead and silver prices. The key things to look forward will be management's update on 1.2 million ton expansion and its deadline. Also, its plan to merge Zinc International will be critical. Thank you.
Bhansali Engineering yesterday has reported numbers, and numbers were declining as we had expected that since the ABS prices are coming off and it has consistently declined in the last quarter, the result was declining, and even after 30th June, the ABS prices are further declining. So nothing positive from here also. So stock is likely to remain under pressure. Apart from that, one of the Tata company, that is Nelco, has reported the numbers, and numbers had shown improvement wherein revenue has increased by around 14% Q-on-Q and 48% year-on-year, and EBITDA margin has also shown improvement on quarter from 18% to 18.5%, though year-on-year it was a bit down. But the valuation seems quite stretched for the company. It is somewhere trading on the trailing basis around 85 times TTM earning. So looks very costly. Apart from that, a few more results for tomorrow. C8 is likely to report number, and numbers are likely to be more of a flattish, as margins are likely to remain similar to what it was quarter on quarter, and revenues are likely to show some decline in the June quarter on account of seasonality. But the outlook for the company seems positive, mainly on account of reduction in the prices of their key raw material, that is carbon black, and even the rubber prices are also soft. That will lead to some improvement in the margin in the coming period. And also demand from the OEM side has also shown improvement. As such, it may be benefiting tire company, and the outlook will be positive for C8. Then Gland Pharma is likely to report number. Here also there will be some improvement in on quarter in the margins. Margins were at around 38%, but consistently coming down since last 4 quarters and came down to around 31.5%. But this quarter the expectation is that it will bounce back to 33%. So some positiveness is emerging. As such, result is likely to show improvement. Then Havells India is likely to report number, and here the numbers are likely to show positive trend, wherein the revenue year on year is likely to increase by around 55% on the lower base, because last year same quarter the base was quite low on account of second wave of COVID. But if we compare it to 3-year CAGR, the revenue is growing at around 15% for this quarter, so which shows their normal trend. As such, result will be showing some improvement, and margins are also likely to show some improvement quarter on quarter. Last quarter it was at around 11.7, and now it is likely to move up to 12.1%. So overall results of Havells India is likely to show positive trend. Then Sagar Cement is likely to report number. Here number seems comparatively better than the other cement companies, wherein EBITDA per ton quarter on quarter is likely to decline just by around 25-30 rupees, whereas the other company what we are seeing as the EBITDA per ton quarter on quarter decline of anywhere between 125 to 150 rupees. So result seems comparatively positive. Then Syngene is likely to show number. Here again the results are likely to show some declining trend. Last quarter the EBITDA margin moved up to 32%, but this quarter it is expected at 28%. Their normalized EBITDA margin are around 30-31%, so will remain lower than the normalized margin. So as such, result will be declining. Tata Communication results will be more of a flattish. Margins are likely to remain flat quarter on quarter and year on year, and revenue is also likely to show just 4% increase year on year and likely to remain flat quarter on quarter. So result will be more of a flattish. So that's all from us. Now I'll hand it over to commodity team, please.
Yes, sir. So we are starting along with the equity, commodity, and currency also in this Zoom call. So what is happening in commodities in a nutshell? In China, the COVID cases are surging, and especially in Shanghai, Beijing, and because of that, metal prices are down today after yesterday's stellar performance, where most of the metals surged by 3%, 2.5%, 3%. So today, most of the metals are down by 1.5%. Energy prices continue to move up because of the major reason is the Gazprom, the Russian gas utility, has shut off the production, shut off the supply to Germany, and that is basically leading to higher prices of oil, because the demand of heating oil and other crude derivatives are surging, like diesel, like other kerosene. So I think going forward, oil can continue to move up and surprise you on the upside. And even natural gas can continue to move up and surprise you on the upside. On other hand, gold and silver have witnessed profit taking after yesterday's sharp up move, but we expect prices to again recover. Today, one of the most important event is inflation data of Europe, which is going to be released at 2:30. And I think if the European CPI moves above 8.8 or 9% in today's reading, we will see a sharp decline in the dollar index, because I think it will lead to a 50 to 75 basis point of rate hike expectation from Eurozone. So that's all for commodities. Harshal will take you through technicals.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Today, as expected, prices of commodities like copper and other metals have been corrected, but overall, still we maintain a buy. Aluminum looks good. Aluminum can be bought around 208, 208.50 with a stop loss of 206. Prices again can test 212 levels. Copper is resisting at 630 to 35 levels. So correction might be expected further till 623, 620 levels. Traders can enter long with a stop loss of stop loss below 615. Crude prices are expected to rise. Prices are expected to test 8,050, 8,100 on the higher side. Overall, looks positive. Buying on dips is recommended. Maybe 7,900, 7880 is a good level to enter with a stop loss below 7,800. NG also good opportunity to buy around 690, 688 levels. So if prices corrects, one can go long. Gold and silver still we have witnessed a correction, but overall we might see upside as long as gold is holding above 50,100, 50,000 mark, and silver too could edge higher as long as holding about 55,000. So buy on dips is recommended with a stop loss of 54,500. Thank you very much. And Maria could take you the currency.
Good morning, everyone. So if you look at the dollar index, it has relaxed from the highs of 109.29 to trade around 107.50. So this is indicating that the 100 bips that the market was anticipating after the aggressive inflation numbers that were seen into the US is coming down. 75 bips is something that even we are looking forward with. The reason why the Indian rupee is still on the higher side, trading above the 80 levels, is the momentum that the crude oil has again garnered. So this is one of the reasons why the Indian rupee is pushing on the higher side. I think RBI has been quite actively intervening with its forex reserve in order to cap an aggressive depreciation into the Indian rupee, and the same could be expected going forward if any aggressive any aggressive momentum on the higher side is witnessed in the rupee. 80.25, 80.38 could be seen as an immediate resistance, and 79.68 is an immediate support in the Indian rupee. I think for the intraday session, it has opened with a quite volatile tick, and is in the today's session, it could trade within the levels of 80.25 to 79.96. So keeping the SL at 79.86, one could go forward with a long towards the level of 80.25 into the Indian rupee. As long as other pair goes, I think Euro USD and Pound USD did garner some strength with the 100 bips equation coming down on the Fed rate hike, and we could see some green momentum on that part as well. If you look at the GBP INR and the Euro INR, both have opened with a weak momentum and could stay in a consolidated phase. JPY INR could see a good green momentum in today's session, and one could go long with the level of 58.15 for a target of 58.30. Keep a strict SL at 58. So these are the currency views for today. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.